We're
Ready
gonna
to
do
go.
some things for the internet. What's up, party people out there? Hopefully, what are you doing? What are we all doing? We're gonna bring you guys some stuff in Technicolor today. We got the group ready to formulate things. I'll be Corey Hogger. I'm gonna be talking first right now. That's what I'm doing. You got next to me the man laying it down with the bass lines. It's gonna be Darius Culpepper. Gonna keep us on track and on target, hopefully. We got bringing the color to us literally this time with all of the colors under the rainbow. We've got Monica Salcedo over here. She's got a whole world in store for you guys. You don't even know yet.
Woo!
And in order for you guys to connect to us, we also have to thank our man Skylar over there.
Quiet on
Got
set, quiet
all
on
of the
set.
cameras and microphones for us to get together to do some craft work. So as has been laid out in front of us, we got a whole bunch of canvases for each other. We got a whole bunch of paintbrushes and colors to choose from. And we've also got this little delightful bucket. So we've decided to draw out randomly from here to see what we would like to be drawing on our canvases today. Within the hour that we've got to talk about things, we're gonna see how far we can get.
And we did pick a theme. If
And
you'd
you
like
can't
to
show
send
anybody
themes,
what your thing is to draw.
As long as you guys are in this universe, you might understand the origins of Rick and Morty, the cartoon, the multiversal, multi-dimensional, multi-profane cartoon version of it.
Hold
We're
on, I
going
just
to
got
be
one though. I
drawing
didn't get an
different
option.
versions.
This is rigged. There's nothing in here other than one.
That's the
that's
whole
because
point.
you're the last one that. Skylar, give
Next
me the
time
bottle.
you gotta learn to grab the
mine's upside down,
bucket
too.
fast so you have a better chance.
Oh man.
So
I got a
I
great
personally have Pickle Rick.
I
I'm
got a-
going
I
to be
got a
drawing
great one.
Pickle Rick.
Does anybody want to trade with me before I reveal what mine is?
Yeah, I'll trade with you.
You do?
You
All right, wait, hold
want to
on.
trade with him,
Oh, all right, cool. All right, let's trade.
but I'll trade with you.
Oh wait. Okay. Now that I have the cards, because I
Okay.
already made the deal first, we get to decide
Okay.
whether or not we trade.
Okay.
Or
we'll
do you want
it.
to trade with him still?
No. I think that's
Are
the
you
one he
certain?
wanted.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Then I can trade with you.
I just got regular.
If Corey
Rick.
trades with me.
I did. Corey.
Sure.
Right. Do you want
All right. Well,
regular?
we all
Okay.
got the ones that we worked in the regular political system that we created here. Everyone got what they wanted.
Just drew for no reason.
Well, you know, we've got different variations. I'm gonna be OG Rick.
Yeah. I am badass suit Rick. Woo!
I'm Tiny Rick.
I'm Dickle Rick.
It wasn't worth it, bro.
Yeah,
It wasn't worth it.
took a shot,
It wasn't worth it.
tried. You guys will know what it is.
Oh,
man.
good.
But I might look at my phone just for
For
Yeah, I don't think I've
reference?
seen
Yeah.
a Rick in like
So-
years. Yeah. Wait, no, it was on TV a while ago.
Yeah.
But it goes by so fast. The new episodes go by so fast. Everything's so high paced. I can't even like see a character in my mind. It's so many colors.
What,
Well, I
what,
mean, you
Rick and
get
Morty?
what Rick is, though, right?
Yeah. How do you paint? What's going on?
Oh my God.
I
Skylar.
Can I just draw with this?
Rick is
The
very.
hole's small enough.
Okay, don't put
so-
it over
yeah,
the canvas.
All right. So we thought this would be good for you too, but I don't know. Can you handle this?
I'm like
Okay.
kind of who's that guy who makes the splotty art? You know.
Bob Ross.
No, the other guy, the very big expensive artist who makes.
Banksy.
Jackson Pollock.
Yeah, Jackson Pollock, exactly.
He just wants to
Oscar
throw
Wilde.
paint at a
Yeah,
canvas.
yeah.
But it needs to look like Pickle Rick.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
it's
That's
gonna
the
look exactly like
challenge.
Pickle Rick. Pickle's red, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking
Yeah,
Rick
it's
might have
interpretation.
some jaundice because I don't see a
Oh.
lighter beige.
Well, no, Rick is like a gray color. I think I brought it out. This. So he's like,
Well, I mean the hair.
No,
no, his skin too.
Oh.
Yeah. Because
Morty's he's the only one
technically
that's
he's
kind of
undead,
like,
but that's like deep
Fan-
lore.
yeah.
That
here,
is deep lore.
let me see.
What
Here,
Rick
let
are
me
we
bring
dealing
up-
with in the series now?
We're dealing with the amalgamation of all four Ricks. He collides as one.
What daughter are we dealing with now?
daughter?
Yeah, Rick's daughter. Which
Rick's
one?
daughter
Oh.
is the horse doctor.
No,
but
but
bro, there
is
was
it?
two.
What? There's
Yeah,
two?
well, because he made a clone of
Whoa,
her
you didn't know that
because
there were
she didn't
two.
want
You're
to
a
live.
poser. You're not a real fan. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I'm
no.
dead.
I'm trying to remember another character's name. I don't even know the daughter's
here,
name. You don't know the
Corey.
daughter's name.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't know if you want some reference.
I don't think anybody knows the daughter's name.
Summer
No, that's the
or
granddaughter. Yeah, exactly.
The wife's name.
I got called a poser, but y'all don't even
no,
know.
I'm blanking now.
Whoa. I drew a decent
It's like
circle.
Christine or
I'm proud of
something.
myself.
No, it's definitely
Why
not
are there so many shades of
Christine.
blue?
Because that's pretty much the palette that they Beth.
There we go.
But yeah.
Ooh, this one's cool.
Can I see Rick's hair again, please?
Oh, it is going to be like
I don't
this.
know. I need to like see the
Oh, okay.
so I know how to draw it.
Oh, do you want your badass Rick?
There we go.
Oh. Nope, there he is.
Yeah, I think that's close.
Oh fuck.
It's
Okay.
gonna be something in between a person and the Simpson, but
Whoa, viewers, did you hear that? Corey comparing Rick and Morty to Simpsons? Yikes, not cool. Not cool. Don't worry, guys. I'm here to gatekeep.
So he has those, like, they have asterisks for eyes. That's what I remember.
Yes.
And
Well, you can cheat and use your phone a little bit if
I-
you want to. Eraser or pencil?
no pencil.
I'm a natty. I go all.
I'm gonna see
Being
if I
natural.
can
Exactly.
actually draw a
And
person.
the other eyes are huge and round.
So while we're doing this, subjects for today.
Yes, well,
Where is-
basically, it's just me calling out posers who are not real fans of Rick and Morty.
Mm-hmm. I
Honestly,
hate those guys.
That's, but yeah, no,
I can
but
get on
basically,
that.
How far into the lore have you guys gotten into Rick and Morty?
I know that it's like.
very deep, honestly. But it's so much to remember. If I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember it all.
Yeah, I watched, I want to say the first 2 seasons, maybe 3. I mean, it's hard not to get enveloped in the world of it,
Yeah.
It's such a crazy ass world. Like,
which does help, you
lot
know,
going
to
on.
make it keep going. It's just, there's so much to offer different people for different reasons. I like the story. I like that they pay attention to thorough lines, like how they structure the storylines.
Yeah, it's like character arcs, and I think that they use that
Like even for the really silly shit, there's still kind of a reason for it. They
Yeah.
at least look to make a reason for it.
it's like life imitates art in that way, you know?
in terms of like Rick and Morty's impact on comedy, like, do y'all think it's helped or hurt?
Oh, definitely, because it has all like the
Wait, no, but like, do you think it's helped or hurt?
Definitely, like
Yeah,
basically-
that's not an answer. Like,
basically, 'cause-
helped or hurt. Like,
Well,
definitely.
for sure.
To both?
No, stop it. What is
No.
what is the actual purpose? If you want to say something, have an opinion about it.
Oh, it's like definitely helped hurt it because it
you're saying
everything's all
basically hurt
meta
it,
now,
yeah.
you know? Like I like stuff that's like it's like are you joking? What's going on here? Like I like clear jokes, you know? Like a frog sat on a log and then it was under the ocean. You know those kinds? Where
Bro,
it's set up
those are the
punchline.
those are the only cons I tell, man.
Old style, like seller. I'm a seller guy myself.
So-
I came up on the East Coast, New York.
So you feel like Rick? Honestly, I do feel like Rick and Morty has sort of broke comedy in a sense in terms of like for animated shows, because here's the thing: when people are really good at something, and the world sees that it's catching on and very popular, there's going to be a lot of
Copycat.
parties out there that try to do it. And the unfortunate thing for us as viewers is that
Not everybody.
everybody
can
can't
do
pull off
it,
that
yeah.
that type of humor.
Exactly.
Unfortunately.
And like, I don't know. I think here's the thing, because they even tried to do. It was the same writers and stuff for what's it called? Solar Opposites.
Solar Opposites, yeah.
Not good. It wasn't good. It just felt like they were trying to repeat the same formula.
yeah.
And for me, it's just like, yeah, it did work for that, but that doesn't mean every show has to be that. Like, give us something a little bit different. It looks too much the same. It sounds too much the same.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
It kind of takes me back to that thing of like everything can't be Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think essentially, the analogy works well for, the Rick and Morty shit.
Like, Superman's trying to be Batman now.
I mean, yeah, no, I mean, essentially, they're trying to turn
They're making him like
every
serious
character
and
into this sort of like moody, brooding
Yeah.
type of.
They got him
person.
detectiving instead of fucking keeping track of the goddamn whatever that shit is, the newspapers.
Oh, yeah, the Daily Planet,
Exactly.
bro.
do they really?
Essentially,
What happened being a detective?
Yeah.
they have him researching stories and shit for the Daily Planet.
Well,
but
yeah,
still,
Well, that's part of being a journalist, Skylar. That's
he
part of
takes
the-
it way too
Yeah.
serious. Normally, journalists are like kind of
What?
lackadaisical. They're kind of having fun. They're out there
No.
like with a TV crew, like painting and doing crafts around Gotham. Like, this is what you can do today in Gotham, if as like a cheap date or whatever,
That's
That's what the
like,
kind of journalist that I sign up for the Daily Planner for.
I mean, at this point, do we just? I'm feeling like maybe Superman might need a new job, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking at the times we live in.
like the Daily Planet is not it.
Yeah,
time to be
it's just
alive.
like nobody's really reading newspapers anymore. Unfortunately, like, can Clark Kent be a blogger?
Yeah,
maybe?
I
Yeah.
feel
Can he have like a
he
YouTube
should be on Refinery
page or some
29.
shit? But then too, we also got to do something about that disguise. It's like
The glasses.
Yeah, it's like.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I did
go
see
ahead.
this what's it called? It's like a meme of Zoe Deschanel with no bangs and without her glasses, and she looks like a whole nother bitch. And truthfully, as someone with glasses, the glasses does, like, people are always like, what? That's you?
No,
You know what I mean? Like,
that's a good point. That's a good point.
I think for the general public, but it's just like, if you are someone who is actually actively looking for Superman, you're like looking behind like the glasses and stuff, and you can tell like the face. But like, I think for the average person, most people are just in their own worlds, and they're it's a lot of, we live in like a narcissistic
So you-
society, so I think just it's kind of maybe just a statement on the fact that like people are just so like enveloped in their own thing that they just like, he can be walking around amongst us and we just don't even know.
No, so you're saying like the next Superman story that there could be commentary on like how people really don't pay attention to anything like outside of themselves. I think
Yeah.
that actually does have the potential to be like a fascinating case study, like on society through a Superman story.
Yeah.
Because I do think that
They could even do it as a period piece where everybody's just in their
no,
newspapers
please,
all the time.
no,
you know?
please, no. Let's bring Superman into the modern era. We don't had enough of him in the 30s and like,
Yeah.
let's see how he fares in this current society. 'Cause
Did
right
you ever
now-
see Superman Returns?
I saw Superman Returns, and it's just like, bro, we could have left the Donner era where it was. Richard Donner made a great Superman film, and we all loved it. But it's just like, Brandon Routh deserved better. He really did.
But is that kind of the concept you're looking for in the Superman? It's like where he comes back to a world that doesn't really know what to do with him, or he doesn't even, or you want to change it so like he doesn't see the value in the people.
I would like for it to be that if we could get a Superman that was born here, just like him already living in our world, like growing up like in this world, and like what does that person become? Like he having all of these, just this world moving
I want to see
abilities.
Superman in this world, born here, but to Cleopatra, whoever gave birth to fucking Moses, and then Superman just
Whoa.
is Moses.
Whoa.
Like he puts him in the basket, and then he
I
floats
mean,
down,
no,
and
I
he's
see
found
what
by,
you're
like,
saying, because essentially, yes, Superman's story, it was inspired by,
Moses.
Moses, essentially. But for me, it would be nice to see like one of the most popular heroes of all time, be resurrected, because if we look at the world and the way things stand now, and we're all old enough to remember when Superman was more popular than Captain America and Iron Man, but now Superman might be like the 20th most popular superhero in the world right now.
they just gotta
Damn.
cast somebody who's more likable.
Bro, what more could Henry Cavill do?
Yeah.
He tried, bro. It was, to me,
Exactly,
it's
he's a
all on
tryhard.
scripting. It was all on scripting for me, bro.
There's only so much someone can do when the scripting kind of falls, flat. It's not enough, like, unless you're Jamie Foxx.
Right.
We actually
Speaking of Jamie Foxx,
Yeah.
go.
We actually just watched a movie on Netflix.
Day Shift.
Yeah, and although we did watch a review of it and people kind of feel shitted on it and was just like the script was trash, blah blah blah. But here's the thing, I thought it was like a cute like little like let's just watch this with the family, like if your family's into action and stuff, but it was a fun movie for me, and Snoop's in it, like, and of course he's just Snoop's being Snoop.
Snoop being Snoop. That's all we want to see. Just
And
Snoop and his unique brand of charisma.
I just, like,
No,
I really
Day Shift is great. We actually might have to show it to y'all low key.
That's fair. I love Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is probably one of the best entertainers of our generation.
You know what? You
I mean, yeah.
would not be wrong.
Yeah.
Funny, charismatic, can sing, and act dramatic.
True.
Just tells great stories in interviews.
Yeah.
Like he's a fucking Swiss Army knife.
He really is, though. And so, like, just watching him, and then on top of that, they have, like, really good action scenes. That's what did it for me. The action scenes. There is one part where I had to take it back multiple times just to see it again because it was so good. And I'm like, the script can be as trash as it wants to be when the action is, like, good enough, like, for me.
No.
But maybe it's because I grew up watching like shit like that with my dad.
Pops, yeah.
And so for me, it kind of has a little bit of a, oh, that's so awesome,
No, truthfully.
But it was a pretty interesting movie. Anyways, moving on. I know we have a list that we should probably be getting to.
No, that was basically it. It's just breaking into the concept of what we're doing right now. And,
Yeah.
allowing ourselves to just actually get in the train of just thinking.
Right? But yeah, it was. How did you feel about it?
No, honestly, as a person that watches a lot of action movies, I kind of lean into that sort of like snobby thought process of like I've seen it all. Like you have to do something really crazy to impress me with an action sequence, and by goodness, that movie did. There were some things that I had never seen displayed before in action movies with those fight scenes, and then too, taking a fantastical element like vampires and bringing it down to earth, and ultimately making it as to where he's just doing this so that he can provide for his little girl. I thought that was a great.
Oh yeah. So like the plot of it is essentially he's a vampire hunter, and this was a lot of people's like gripe with it, where it was just like, how does his wife not know that he wasn't a fucking pool cleaner, you know? And I'm just like, Darius made a comment like, it's just like, dudes be having whole ass extra families and their wives don't be knowing, so it's just kind of like, you know, like it's not really like a gripe for me with it, like, because it obviously is a point of contention for them. Is his job, and he like keeps it secret because like he's trying to protect them, you know. But yeah, it was good for me. Do you guys want to show your progression so far?
Yeah.
Are you just drawing a dick?
No, I'm drawing Pickle Rick.
Okay.
That's his eyes.
What's the red for?
That's his. It's supposed to represent the blood that was shed for all the Americans who fought and for our freedom.
Okay, I started off rough, but
Oh, it's looking pretty good
Yeah,
though.
this is
Look at
kinda
you
coming
go,
together.
little artiste. Okay, Corey,
really drawing
I
like
see you
that.
too.
I'm just trying to get the dimensions of it.
Yeah, that's like I feel like mine's a little off, but it's okay. I think once I start with the paint, it'll be all right.
Girl, mine a little off too. I just want y'all to be able to see some semblance of like what it is.
You know, even
like,
if
what
you
it
just
could
do the
be.
head is cool too.
Girl,
That's kind of
yeah, I was gonna
that's-
do the whole body, but I was like, let me just kind of stick and stay in my lane for a little bit, you know.
But yeah.
Oh, also too, another thing I want to touch on. I don't know if y'all heard about it, but rest in peace, Teddy Ray. We lost another great comedian. 32 years old.
Yeah, actually, I didn't interact with him a lot personally, but I was around to help out with his shows he would do at the club, the Ha Ha Comedy Club out here in LA. Him and Lewis Belt would put one together, usually, you know, once a month. And it would always draw a big crowd. Teddy was dope, a big dude, a lot of love, lot of funny insights. Just
Hell yeah.
hard to grasp the fact that people that young shouldn't be not here anymore. And that's hard to wrap the head around.
Yeah. Do you guys know what it was? Like, what is the information out?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't look very hard. I didn't actually ask anybody about it. I just saw everyone throwing up their RIPs. And it's like, well, could be a lot of different things.
It's the thing that always concerns me with the comedy world is it's sadly a lot of the time it's one of three things, you know. Unfortunately, you know. And here's my other thing that I did kind of want to touch on when you said the RIP thing. Listen, if you did not put me on a show or support my comedy career, do not pretend like we were friends when I'm dead.
Don't say RIP.
Like, don't,
Facts.
like clubs will try to be like, oh, you know, like, oh, you such a good talent, like, but where was you when that talent needed to be booked? Like, what the fuck, you know?
Shit, yeah.
Like,
No, big
where
facts.
were you during the pandemic when nobody had a fucking job to do? You know, like when people were looking for places to work and shit. It's so, and even other comedians where it's just like, you were not fucking with me like that when I was on Earth. Not that like I'm really just gonna be, although I was watching the, I think we watched it the other day and we probably even talked about it with William Shatner, the, what is it?
Scary.
Unsolved
Unsolved,
Mysteries.
yeah.
All right, this is about as close as this is gonna get to a
Ooh,
good.
show
It's
us.
actually not bad.
It's actually, yeah, okay.
You're supposed to sketch first.
Well, we wanted it to actually look like what we got, but you know, this
We
was,
all take our own approach.
yeah. It just I sketched first because I just don't know how well the freehand's gonna ever go, especially if I'm like striving for like one specific
Just letting y'all
thing.
know right now, my Rick has a lazy eye, and that's okay.
Sure.
It is
He's
okay.
cool with it. His mom thinks he's beautiful, so just letting y'all know.
I'm dead.
But like, there's a plethora of comedians out here, and I'm not saying that this is what happened with Teddy Ray because we don't know at all. But I do think that it opens the door to the conversation of there's a lot of comedians out here that are depressed. Jack Knight died from a suicide, you know, according to the coroner's report.
Allegedly.
So, yeah, so, you know, my question to you guys is just the way that depression runs rampant in society is one thing, but the way that it runs rampant within the world of comedy is almost like another beast entirely. So, and, you know, being that y'all are comedians, how do you feel like as a community comedy can combat this seemingly unstoppable force that is depression?
I feel like we should just like come together as a community and stand as one and just not tolerate that shit.
Well, okay, so I think actually being a real community is part of the issue.
Yeah.
I think it's so like sharks in the water, you know, like people smell blood and they're like, what, you know, like, and that's why it kind of grosses me out when people are just like, RIP, RIP, and it's just like, sometimes it's genuine, but there's a 50% chance that it's attention grabby and just
Like,
I just
oh,
want to
look
be
who
a part.
yeah,
I want to be a part of this because that's what's going on in the community, and it's just like, you know.
And if a comedian that died left you on red 5 times, don't post y'all text message conversation because it doesn't look good.
That's hilarious. Bro, who would do that?
Did you already?
It's amazing.
Yo, Darius, can you pass me the yellow?
Yeah.
But one of the things that I noticed so after I got out of the military in 2012, I went back to Minnesota. I didn't have a great go at things, so I decided to check out the VA to go through therapy, just to check out what therapy is. And, you know, the individual therapy, there's different types. I did cognitive behavioral therapy, which is a concept where they try and get you to realign your thought patterns into something that's not as harmful. And you just kind of take however many months you're afforded. I think it's usually around a 6-month program. And you try and explain what you don't like about how you perceive things, and you have a buffer there for someone to try and show you different signs that have been proven to help other people.
Yeah.
So as long as you're willing to put forth like the intention to learn how to do things better, a lot of it does stem from isolation. So why there's so much extra in communities, because it's such an isolated concept to present your individual thoughts to a group of people in the hopes that it hasn't been said before.
Yeah.
It can tend to drive people into their own space. So allowing yourself to bring yourself into a community to share what's really happening, as opposed to just shoving it down and making it other people think that you know what's going on, is one of the bigger hurdles to come over. Because I also ended up doing a group therapy thing when I was back there, wherein we actually did crafts. So they had this option where you could do like craft time and spend about an hour. They'd have different concepts. You could do like leather work or
Oh, fun.
paint or do acrylics. They had like whatever the thing is that dries the clay so that you could do pottery.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The
Ceramics.
kiln?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, so getting the chance to like sit down and do something like this, just allow yourself to focus your energy towards a simple project without weighing yourself down about any kind of specific thought patterns that have been bothering you, or just not allowing yourself to play to the void when you're feeling overwhelmed.
I forgot paper towels. I'm gonna grab us some. No, yeah, that's really that's interesting. Which one did you pick?
So I ended up doing a ceramic. I picked out a dragon to do and painted him like fire.
Nice.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that dragon.
Yeah, I was, well, because it was like one of the cooler animal illustrations. It would be either between that or a turtle.
Oh.
And I just always kind of liked the idea of like a dragon that breathes fire, but like looks like it breathes fire, like looks like it's made of fire. Because like where the fuck does the fire come from? So just allowing myself to sit with that and just kind of doodle with it. I did get very upset at myself when I was starting to paint it and I fucked up a line. And I got so mad at myself for screwing up that I just like threw it.
Oh, I get that frustration.
So then, but being in therapy, there was other people who saw me do that, so they had me go outside and like sit down for a while and try and collect myself. A lot of what you get told in therapy is just like breathing techniques and how to calm yourself down.
Yeah.
Because that's their main that's their primary objective, is to make sure you're not like harm to yourself or others. So if you can calm yourself down, you have a better chance of not acting irrationally.
Yeah.
That being said, in the moment, people telling you to calm down when you're like in the middle of a
Also, I get
mind
that
fray.
sentiment.
Hell yeah.
It's like, dude, fuck off.
It's a little
Yeah.
tough.
Like, just give me a second.
So, bro, these exercises that you learned, through that, did you find that they helped you in like real time situations, like once you were out of therapy?
Well,
And I know it's a process.
it's hard to gauge because in so far as when I was going through therapy, I was able to clear my head enough to be like, okay, well, like, if I'm under the guise that I'm going to be continuing trying to live this life, I have to try to figure out what I actually want out of this life. I was able to consolidate myself into acknowledging the pursuit of doing stand-up comedy. Like, especially when I went overseas and came back and you just kind of realize the world kept moving and I was in an entirely different place, so I wasn't a part of the world anymore.
Yep.
So it was just kind of like, well, if I get to be a part of my own world, I might as well do what I can to make it. So I was able to focus in, talk to a friend to move out to California to be able to go to school and eventually like dive deep into doing stand-up comedy. But when I got out to California, I spent 3 years just trying to save up money and not do literally anything until I had enough money to justify myself going out on my own and spending money on open mics to like just never make money for another fucking decade.
Well, it really do be like that sometimes. But yeah, that actually, thank you for sharing that, Corey, honestly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And in the process of it, so I guess it's hard to say crisis lines are the best option, but in a pinch, when feeling overtly frazzled and overwhelmed by how life is going, just sitting on the phone and trying to communicate your feelings to somebody else. Granted, anytime I called a crisis line, I was very upset. So I wasn't very personable. I was mostly combative. So, which I guess a lot of it stems from anger issues. Just not feeling in control of my life has made me more angry than I wanted to be. So finding a constructive way to work within the feeling of being angry without letting it overwhelm me and making other people deal with my anger for shit that doesn't actually matter. I found that connecting to somebody over a crisis line who like has to sit there and deal with you and your problems and like because I don't like the concept of like overly using my emotions to gain favor with anyone. I don't want to like overly sympathize myself about things. So I would legitimately try and antagonize them a little bit.
Oh, Corey.
It's
That's on brand. Go ahead.
yeah, because I didn't want it to come out, you know, in the regular world. The crisis line is designed to help you deal with a crisis, and they want to make it seem like you have to be ready with a fucking gun to just finally call a crisis line. It's like, no, this is supposed to be the step before that.
Right.
Like, I'm supposed to be able to connect with a human being who's like, hey, man, I know that life can be really shitty, and we have some options here. We can try and work through them with you without the threat of being thrown in a jail cell because you made somebody uncomfortable with how you're feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, like, it does take a lot to even just say what you're saying right now. I don't think people give enough credit, like, to being able to be open to sharing your own story. A lot of people don't, even say as much, but it is important to know that there are other people like you out there that do need to hear that and that do need to know that, like, hey, like, you're not, and it's I don't want to say like, oh, misery loves company, but essentially like behind it, like, we're all kind of like dealing with shit, like, and to know, like, it doesn't make things better to be like, oh, you're not the only one, but it is nice to know that you're not the only one.
Yeah. And well, again, if it's kind of the same concept as rehab. Basically, the system works if you work it.
Yeah.
You have to go in with a specific mindset of like, I am tired of hating myself all the time. Sitting with myself like I hasn't quite worked. So I'm open to other people telling me different options. And it's more so just allowing yourself to be patient, to sift through the shit that doesn't make sense to you.
Yeah.
To work through with the things that do actually make sense. Because like I said, what happened for me isn't everyone's exact experience, but to allow ourselves to look to the collective, recognize that other people have had to deal with shit.
Otherwise, they get really hard. You can just leave them sitting in there. Sorry.
It's cool.
I'm so close. Now I'm just trying to decide if I want to make him kind of vomit yellow. I'm not entirely sure what this color is going to translate as for skin. I am pretty much there. Although, what
Wait a
color
minute,
is
guys.
this?
Is he trying to make Rick a Simpson? Whoa.
Ha.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Universe clashing. Not cool. Not cool.
Yeah, not since South Park did it against Family Guy.
Oh,
By Lewis
yeah.
Simpsons.
They did a crossover? Or was it just, we're just going to make fun of
Yeah,
them?
it was like they was like parodied.
Now, Family Guy and The Simpsons ended up doing a crossover. It was okay.
I think South Park kind of felt, and rightfully so, I think they felt insulted that people would like compare Family Guy to them.
Sure. It was very, it's pretty much on the opposite sides of the creative spectrum. Like they gave a shit about structure and characters, and Family Guy wanted to do bits. Ugh. Oh man, that is a real fucking bummer.
You can always fix it. That's what I try to tell people. You can always, so if you get a little water and your napkin, you can kind of wipe it a little bit and it's still wet enough that you can wet a paintbrush and kind of take it off if you don't want that color.
So wet a washcloth?
Or
Wait,
here,
the paper towel?
wipe a little piece. I could actually help you with it. This is my favorite thing about, so just do a quick wipe
Gotta
like
go ahead,
this.
art instructor. We see you.
And then we'll wet the, let's see. Yeah, okay, we'll wet this brush. And then we can kind of just
Yeah.
erase him. And then, boop. There you go. And then it'll paint over that.
Look at you.
Thank
so
you.
crafty.
That's one of my favorite things though, like about art, and I kind of, I appreciate you guys humoring me for this, honestly.
No, it's actually fun. It's actually injected like some good energy.
It is therapeutic for me, and this is why, like I know you were talking about, just getting back to the topic at hand, the therapy and everything. For me, a lot of people, because I am crafty and I do like to do random art stuff, and I've done some shows and not be like, oh, I'm such a great artist, but I'm all right. But I did a show one time and I fucking hated it because art is one of just painting and doing crafts and stuff. It's the one time that my mind isn't fucking chaotic. And I can just kind of relax and focus. And when you start to turn it into when it starts to turn into work and feels like deadline and I gotta make this like this before this time, I'm just gonna be honest, I did a shit ton of Adderall before to be able to make the deadline. And it was just kind of it was like, I don't want to do that to myself ever again. It was a decent experience, but I look at it now and yeah, it's a cool painting, but it just it feels like it's kind of just missing the heart a little bit.
Sure.
But yeah, that for me is kind of people will be like, oh, why don't you just do that for and make money from it, but for me it's just it's the mental, it's your one place where it's just I actually enjoy doing this, you know what I mean, it brings me peace, and I do it when I feel like doing it. And I've heard some artists be the difference between people that do art for fun and for work is just a matter of just doing it and making yourself do it that. A lot of these artists, they don't feel like doing it, but the alternative is working a regular job. And I get that, but because for the simple fact that I'm neurotic as fuck and I have other issues that it's just yeah, but I also just don't want to lose this as something that's
it's your joy.
Yeah, and it just kind of, and I feel like it's hard for other people to, my parents have told me, and even just other people around me, oh, well, just do this and blah, blah, blah. And I'm but I have seen certain business models where it's just I seen this girl on TikTok and she makes these one of a kind bags, because it and she said exactly, I was dang, okay, so I'm not the only person who really feels like this when it comes to their craft.
What
you
they
know?
want to focus their energy towards.
Yeah, and she was just like, I only make one of a kind bags. I don't do repeats because I do this because I like it. And so what if it's not something that like, oh, I could make more money. Like, I know I could make more money doing this, but I just don't want to take the joy out of it for myself. And that's really kind of what it like boils down to for me. So just finding a way to use a creative avenue without it feeling like I'm stealing my joy of like being able to create like art, but finding a way to create art and make it a job.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's why I went into comedy. Like, specifically why I ended up doing stand-up. For me, in the sphere of becoming an artist, you do have to fight the gauge that it's not going to be like the thing that you enjoy doing all the time.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I don't mind not entirely engaging with comedy because it's just a form of how my mind correlates it. I would prefer to make other people laugh than to laugh.
yeah.
And the only other concept in like creating art for me would have been musically. And I don't play an instrument. I never had the patience to learn how to play an instrument, but I gave enough of a shit about my voice where I could have probably tried to make a go of.
Corey, let me find out you're just like a great singer and
It's not so much that I'm like a great singer. It's just that I've done a lot of singing to myself and to a lot of different songs where I just kind of learned how to utilize my voice in a way that
yeah.
I would give a shit of enough to be able to perform shit. And I had a cousin who did karaoke, so I would be able to have the option to do songs and like get a gauge for how it's actually coming across with people.
Yeah.
But I actually enjoy listening to music. And if I ever wanted to like try and create music and not be able to enjoy just listening to music, that would bum me out immensely.
Yeah, and that's kind of what like it boils. Excuse me, got itch in my throat. It's kind of what it boils down to for me, in all honesty, where it's just like, like I'd love to be able to be like, oh, cool, you're an artist, and you do like at the end of the day, we're all like, we're artists, but like it's just a matter of like the avenue in which you choose to, express that like.
Yeah.
I kind of went a little too dark on the skin tone. It's a little bit lighter gray. That's okay. We could just paint over it.
Yeah, I ended up having to mix silver, yellow, and pink. And it's still a bit brown, but we could use some more brown on the television.
Representation Rick is what he is called.
Yeah.
Last name is Sanchez, so.
You know what it is? I always wondered that too. I was like, his last name is Sanchez. Well, it could also be a Spanish last name, probably.
Yeah.
The Spaniards are a little bit more about white complected. Okay, so that was what I was concerned that you were gonna take this time to make a giant penis, but
Actually, maybe so.
That's just like
It's at least artistic enough.
Yeah, it's
where
at least a artistic.
there's a
penis.
reason.
Artistic.
He's got his artist dick out.
But yeah, we are coming around to wrapping things up here soon.
Well, so Derek, how did like the comedy sense of depression funnel in your mind, Darius?
Shit. If I'm being honest with you, when I first started doing comedy, the topic of depression was something that I tried to steer away from because I felt like, this is supposed to be something happy and like joyful, and like I don't want to be brought down by talking about depression. I don't want other people to be brought down by it either. But as I kept doing comedy, I realized that everybody's suffering. and sometimes people want to be able to reconcile with things comedically, and it's not really about worrying about bringing people down. It's sometimes just about like showing people that the bleak reality that we all live in, it can be funny, and that the humor can be used as a way to, I'm not gonna say combat the feelings, but it's just a good way to be able to
Not be entirely weighed down by them.
exactly, and just be in it, be in those moments, and embrace those feelings. So for me, I started to view depression as really a tool that creativity can be spawned from, and just kind of just thinking about like whether it be slaves having to cook chitlins because that was all the fucking that was all that they gave them, and turning that shit into like a fucking
Soul
delicacy.
food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like, just kind of looking at it just like, you know, the depression is the chitlins, and you can make that shit something good to eat. It stinks. it stinks very badly.
But the beauty
people
that
enjoy
comes
it.
out of surviving it.
Yeah, it's just like so that was really it for me. And then that, honestly, that was when I felt like I had found my comedic voice in a sense, just because it was something real and authentic from my heart. So that's how I feel about it. It's sometimes it's tough separating stage from your life, because a lot of times, I know for me, I can't speak for y'all, but I know for me, a lot of times my worth really was wrapped up into comedy, and sometimes I felt like if I wasn't doing well in regards to getting shows or booking big events, then I felt like that means that there was something wrong with me on a personal level.
Oh.
And just
No, that's mostly just the business is fucked up.
exactly, and the business is fucked up, and then it was just hard for me to realize that, because my vision got clouded in finding my voice. There was still more to find, because I felt like, man, I'm putting so much of my personal thoughts and feelings into the art now. So when things wouldn't go the way that I wanted them to, I took it personally.
You're an artist and you're sensitive about
Your
your
shit.
shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Shout out Erica Badu, friend of the show. We love you. But it got to a point where I had to like take this step back and sort of like reevaluate like what I was doing, where I was going within the art form, because it can be a very toxic thing. Like it
Sure.
can be very toxic.
And again, it's just the isolation of yourself and dealing with the toxic things.
Exactly, and I'm very much so I'm an isolator. If I'm feeling bad, if I'm feeling negative, I get distant, just because, like, believe it or not, I don't want to spread negative energy to the people around me, and I don't want to bring people down. And I know sometimes talking to me can be a little tedious sometimes, because I'm constantly finding things to feel a way about.
Yeah.
so sometimes it's not easy, but it's just like,
You were at the grocery store. I'm like, I don't know if eating 4 eggs a day is good, and you're like, I'm trying to die.
I mean, yeah, true, but you know, it's just one of those things, man. Comedy is such an interesting animal, because it really teaches you and shows you you.
Yep.
Shows you like what you can take, what you can't take. It raises that mirror up to you, and so as much as it can be a beautiful escape, sometimes it can also be a mirror into your realities. And so, you know, and I think a lot of that it gives way to comedians being so depressed because you know we put so many expectations, whether big or small. We put so many expectations into this thing, and this thing is like, it's so weird.
It's so close to you personally.
Yeah, it's
that it's hard to separate yourself from it.
It's truthfully, because it's just like, you can't get on stage and say some joke about wanting to kill yourself in a comedy contest and then not win that contest and not feel some type of way. It's just like are my emotions wrong? Like, why don't they like me? This, that, and the third. So it's I think that helps give way to depression, and truthfully, you know, the way bookers treat comedians, I think that is also something that gives way to the negative ways that some comics feel. And truthfully, and this is something that like I've even had to learn for myself, is just like trying not to let outside forces gatekeep your worth is something that I'm still figuring out how to do, because it's a very life is tough already, regardless of what you're trying to do. But in the medium of entertainment, you know, trying to break through and get to that next level, dealing with mental issues can make it all the more tough.
I made the perfect shirt color if that's what you're looking for.
Oh.
No, that is
Actually,
that
yeah,
is
kind of.
Here, let me dump this here and you could just take my tray. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I had that color and I was like, nope, I'm still gonna have to mix a little bit. So what advice would you give to someone like, you know, like working through that? Like,
truthfully, the best thing that I can say to anybody, what I think is just, before stepping on a stage, before coming to LA, have some sort of foundation, like have
Something
some
to
sort of
ground
like
you.
have some sort of like idea of like who you are and who loves you,
Yeah.
so that
You're not trying to base your worth on bookers or anyone out in this town.
Exactly. So just
Hollywood knows how to make you feel like shit.
yeah, absolutely. And you guys are making me feel like shit right now because your paintings are so good and mine is not in comparison. Whatever, that's a different story.
That
but
means a lot. So you like my paintings so much.
But truthfully, man, it's
very
really
artistic.
Thank you.
just get a foundation, boys and girls and non-binary people, like just have a foundation, because if you don't, like, this town, comedy, whatever, it will show you how you need one. Because I'm just, you know, be real with y'all, I've never loved my fucking grandparents so much since being here.
Sure.
It's like, and truthfully, just TMI, like, there have been times when I'm not about to cry. I actually really had something in my eye. Actually, like, no, truthfully, I actually really did.
It's
But
okay
no,
if you were.
there have been times where it's like, you know, I've had to, you know, play, you know, my grandma or my grandfather's like speeches back to me, because being out here in this experience of LA and
That's
life,
dope.
it's
You're
like,
getting like Uncle whatever Spider-Man speeches and shit.
Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben.
Uncle
speeches
Spider-Man.
Uncle whatever, damn, just like
out
one
here.
of the iconic
Uncles.
deaths of Yeah, like come on, man. But and just remembering their encouragement. Now, granted, it every day is a journey, so like I'm not saying like it just works every time, but knowing that those words are there and those words like echo inside of me, it's definitely helped a lot with the rejection that you got to deal with the overlooking that you got to deal with. It helps. It definitely helps. So
I think it's also okay to just let people know as well, like, it's okay to take a break. I think we live in this, like, hustle grind, like,
that's fair.
society where just, like, oh no, I gotta get there, and you give yourself, like, unrealistic, like, time frames to do things that, like, other people, I think it's easy to forget that not everybody can and not everybody does do shit like this.
Yeah, and not everyone should.
Yeah, exactly. And for a reason. So it's just like sometimes I found it even just for myself. Like I think that we like measure our where our life's at because we're seeing what other people our age is doing.
Girl, that was definitely one for me. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Because it's just like, oh, look, they have all these things. They have a house. And it's just like, even if that's not shit that you really like want or like value, like the family,
It's
the
hard
kids,
not to get a little jealous by seeing other
Yeah.
people accomplishing it.
like accomplishing
Yeah,
something
and just that sense
feeling
of accomplishment, just looking
Yeah.
at it and just feeling like, fuck.
like, what am I
What am I
doing? And you ask
doing?
yourself all the time. And I think it is something that like we should talk about a little more because this shit is it's not normal. It's not fucking normal. And I mean, what is okay? It's not like the social.
Being here and trying to pursue a dream that there is no really real blueprint on how to pursue. It's not normal.
And it's just like it's hard because I have some friends, like I have certain friends that are like, oh, we need to get you together, like I'm just like, and I get it, like I am a hot fucking mess, and I always have
what
been.
friends are these? Point them out next time.
I'm so dead. But it's just like, it's friends that just like don't really understand. And God bless them. They mean well and they just want to make sure, hold me. They live in the world that like we don't
that
live
society
in.
group think sort of you're supposed to want the kids to pick your fence.
It's just like, girl, you need money. You need like a sustainable job and you need to, and it's just like, yeah, but that sustainable job gets in the way of
you as a person.
Yeah.
And because the most frustrating thing is when people say shit like that, it's like, no, the fuck you don't. I definitely don't need that shit. You guys have ascribed that because of your standards of like, we need to keep buying things and making more money. It's like, well, for fucking what? What are we buying all of the things for? Let me find a way to like figure out what I actually want to make an impact with. And then I'll figure out a way to make money off of it.
Exactly. And that's just kind of like the journey I'm on. And I feel like, because don't get me wrong, I'm like, okay, there are other people that do like rely on me like paying rent and stuff. So like that's where it kind of gets a little hairy there for me, you know, where it's just like, you know, I don't want to let them down and I don't want to be a responsibility for anybody else.
Sure.
You know? But in the same sense, it's just like, I also, again, when we talk about it all the time, like, I also don't want to be
just burnt out trying to
Yeah.
make money.
Yeah, it's not something that, like, seems like, and people of certain generations are like, oh, that's just what you got to do. And it's just like, no, that's just what they made. Like, what can we
That's
do?
what you had to do.
Yeah. And it's just like, no, let's find a way to like, how can we make this better for not only us, but for the generations that are to come? Like, this doesn't work. Like, the system that's been put in place, it doesn't fucking work. It works for a handful of people that are profiting off of it, and the rest of us are just eating shit and just being like, that's just the way things are. That's just how it is. Like, that's just how it's always been.
Right.
And it's just like, okay, but like, what can we do? Like, how do we create, like, and for me, I was even talking to my mom today, you know, friend of the show. But I was talking to my mom today, and I was just kind of like, and conversations with my sister. I hate the way her fucking job treats her. Like, she should have been able to, like, she literally shit her pants, and they were giving her like a big deal. Like, why aren't you here? She's like, I'm literally shitting my pants. Do you want me to send you a picture of my skid mark and my chonies? Like, what do you want from me? You know? Like, and it's shitty. But it just like, and she had just been coming off of grieving our stepmom. Like, she had to take time off, and it's just like they didn't really give her that much time. Like, she found out when she was at work, so she went home, and then like that counts to her days off. And then it's just like now she can't get time off to go spend time with her family during the fucking holidays. And it's just like, and then she, dude, this customer, so she works at a car dealership, right? And
give us the tea.
She's the one who does like she does the appointments where like she sets them up to come in and get their car looked and sets them up with like a loaner car and like shit like that. She's not a fucking mechanic. Like, she's just like the front girl appointment setter, like, But I guess this lady had come in the other day, and she's taking her on a test drive and pretty much held her hostage in the fucking car. And took her for 15 minutes and was like, do you hear that? Do you hear that? And it's just being really shitty to my sister. And my sister's like, dude, this bitch was like whipping it around in the fucking car. I was low-key kind of like, I was like, bitch, if you don't take me back to, if you don't take me back to the office, like, whipping around like you're about to fucking kill us because I just don't have a loaner today, like, and she's like, oh, you've wasted my time and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like pissed, like she throws this whole fit and like they didn't have the loaner because someone else didn't do their fucking job the right way. So they took the keys without like telling her that. And she knew that she was going to need it for something. And it was just like a whole thing. And then this lady leaves. She calls again. She tells the lady, look, I'll call you when we have a loaner. We don't have one right now. Like, there's nothing that I can really do about it. She called the uppers, and she ended up coming back. And my sister's having to hide because one of the other girls had said, like, that she had been gone, like, she left for the day. Because she's like, I can't do anything for her. I don't know why she's calling back. Like, she's like, I told her you were gone for the day. She's like, all right, cool, that's whatever. She's like, I just went with it. So then my sister got in trouble for saying that she wasn't there, and then for this lady comes back, and the uppers had found a rental for her, magically.
Yeah, sure.
And so it's just like, my sister's just like, it kind of sucks because it's just like, you're just condoning these like adult children, essentially, that are just coming in, throwing fucking fits, treating people like trash. She's like cussing my sister out, telling her she's useless. And like, there's another, like, she deals with shit like this all the time, like from customers. And it's just like having management that doesn't back you up and just lets people talk to you any old way. And just because you're in customer service, it's okay for you to be treated like fucking trash. And it's just like, it's just like, dude, I'm just trying to do my job to the best that I can. Like, and then people wonder.
I'm trying to do my job best I can to help you, but you are like in my ass treating me wrong.
It's just like,
no sense.
Like, okay. And then people wonder why people in customer service are just shitty and just have an attitude. And it's just like, because the customer base is fucking trash. Like, you're having to deal with people's complaints all the fucking time and just people being absolutely fucking ridiculous about shit that you can't, like, you don't have control in. She's not, like, the fucking owner of the whatever, But, yeah, it gets to a point where, like, for me, one of my goals in life eventually, like, yes, I have my, like, side missions and stuff, but like I do want to create like a space where like create jobs for people where they're not like having to kill themselves to just be happy at work. Like, it's a space where like, hey, this is a job for you. You come to, you get the time off that you need. We understand life happens. And there's enough employees. There's this girl I follow on TikTok that she's kind of created like a good business model like that where like her employees are well taken care of. And it's really what it comes down to is the CEO just taking a pay cut.
Sure.
Like, it's $1 million company. We can all fucking eat. I don't need to make more than fucking like $300,000 a fucking year for no fucking reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just goes back to what you were saying about like, what do we need to buy this stuff for? You know, like, and it goes down to like greed, and like, you can pay your employees like a solid like $60,000-$70,000 a year, or even like, you know, even more. So like, broken up $1 million between like 10 employees is still a lot of fucking money, you know? But I digress.
Are we almost ready for the big reveal?
Oh, I'm almost done.
Uh-oh.
I'm almost done. It's got to dry a little bit so I can do the overlay.
Okay, girl. Take your...
We are getting around. Are you almost done too? Are you done?
I think core is finished. Skylar's putting the
I'm
finishing
just getting
touches.
started.
You just getting started. He's quiet over there, so you know he's focused.
Right?
This is dope though. I'm gonna just wait for the viewers to see it, but it is the background.
You know, I
is
tried
nice.
to give the people what they came for.
You know.
Even though this was like a whole last minute like surprise to our viewers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
But
it's all good.
but while we wait, I do have to ask you guys something. There's gonna be a new Avengers movie coming up in like 2025.
Okay.
Who?
Coming up. That's in like 3 years, babe.
You know I'm ready for it.
That
I
time.
got my Avengers shirt on.
You're not showing anybody anything.
It's on.
It's on the back.
I got my Avengers shirt on.
Yo, but no, the question that I do want to ask while we wait is like, who are y'all looking most forward to seeing in like the new Avengers movie?
Oh, real quick, Skylar.
Captain
So put your
Superman.
white shirt, grab the back of your white shirt
Oh,
like
yeah.
this, and pull it over your head.
Okay.
So pull
to
the very
show what-
back. Here, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna hockey.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna hockey fight you real quick.
Hockey fight.
Well, we just really wanted to hockey fight you. That's what this is really about. There it is. The Avengers shirt.
The Avengers. The Avengers.
Show the camera.
Show the camera.
There we go. Not the same Avengers.
Yeah, not to be that guy. That's not referring to
But it does say
the Earth's Mightiest Heroes, but it does say the Avengers. I actually believe it's a British franchise that's distributed in America by Warner Brothers, and I believe it's about spies.
Yes.
Spies. Yeah.
You gonna help him out?
I wanted to see him try to paint with it on. I wanted to see how that was gonna look. That would have been very impressive.
Right? You guys remember, did you guys watch Superbad?
Yeah.
They watch Superman. You know.
You're right. I'm like, that's
I'm a white
Skylar.
dude.
That's Skylar, the one that just draws penises all the time. Oh, God. He's like, I just can't. Like, I don't know why.
No, but really, guys, Avengers. We almost looking forward to seeing in the new Avengers, man.
Well, I guess we could. I'm interested to see how Deadpool's gonna play into all this.
Oh, in the universe. Oh, honestly, bro, I think that Deadpool 3 has the potential to be the best one in the whole series.
Yeah,
man.
but it also has the potential to be fucking garbage.
It does have the potential to be garbage, but I believe Ryan Reynolds has enough pull, and I think that Disney, as much as they want to be family friendly, I believe that they know with Deadpool, you gotta let him rock. You gotta let him be him. And me personally, I'm interested to hear what Deadpool's commentary is gonna be on the MCU. And then too, I feel like he's gotta talk about superhero fatigue a little bit, and just like how is he gonna lampoon that. So I'm excited for what's possibly to come for the Deadpool franchise. Now, whether Deadpool will be an Avenger, I don't think so, only because I just think that, and this is a compliment to Deadpool, he's a friend of the show, but I think when Deadpool is in a room, he just kind of takes the breath out of the room, and it's like when he's in a scene, he is like...
He is the star.
He is,
show.
yeah, and I don't think we need a figure like that to take any attention away from like the team of like the Avengers. So, but
Excited.
I'm actually excited to see Shang-Chi.
I was actually
honestly,
going to ask,
yeah.
is he going to be? Are they trying to do that with him? Like, are
Yeah.
they bringing
I would
him in?
imagine so. Yeah.
Because I was gonna say, not to be like, I was gonna say that, but yeah, I was like, I am interested to see what him and the 10 Rings bring to the to the universe.
Because I mean, like, just to think about how it's been like a decade plus at this point, and they're fucking still going strong. It's kind of
Insane.
yeah, it's awe-inspiring when you really think about it. Just without a break, just from 2008 to now, they've been just wrecking shit. It's
I mean, oh, is it just us? Are you guys done? And we're like, just finishing touches, guys.
Well, at this point, yeah, I'm kind of at the point where I would have to do the whole background, and I don't really want to do that.
Oh, are we playing the theme song while we reveal? Are we allowed to? We need licensing for that, don't we?
yeah, I mean, honestly,
Only if we were able to sing it on pitch. I don't know how close that actually was.
Hey man, she knew what it was. She knew what I was doing. That's all I'm saying. She knew what I was doing. Let me see. Oh my gosh, but then you talking about my pitch.
It was a whistle.
Corey.
You know he smokes.
You know he smokes.
God, the eyes are so hard to get
Mm-hmm.
right. Because they're so, like, fucking round.
That's why I started with the eyes.
I see.
Because they're the windows of the soul. So if you get those right, then the
If
rest
the
of the
sky,
picture is
if the eyes are the window to the soul, Skylar, you might not have one, bro. Like, you just-
I'm so dead. Alright. Dang. Did we just do art in an hour, guys?
Art in an hour. I like it.
Art in an hour. I do need to do the little black line around it, but... The good thing about acrylic paint is it dries fast. It's also the bad thing about acrylic paint.
Oh, man.
It's like a double...
Double-edged
Double-edged
sword.
paintbrush.
Man.
Yeah. No! But then I seen that you use this and I was like, low-key, maybe I just...
That was my saving grace, low key.
But then I have to wait for it to completely dry. Oh, let's close these so they don't dry. They're all closed up. Dude, this one was like super fucking dry when I opened it. I was like, ooh, ooh. There we go. Ooh, can I see that tray real quick? Just one more of this little guy right here. Shoo, shoo, shoo. You know, the sound effects really.
It brings it to life.
Yeah, I never had very much patience with myself for being able to paint things.
Really?
Like it's mostly like the having a whole bunch of paint on there and being so confident in my paint stroke that I just put like a glob on it, so it like actually looks like it's supposed to be like that. I'm just like, no, the color is here. This is how it works.
This is not a dance.
I used to just trace shit. Just give me a pencil and I'll do. I used to try and do Dragon Ball Z characters.
Nice.
The hair like this. Like you can just do
Yeah.
hair like this.
Yeah, man, I think every young man of a certain age tried to draw a Dragon Ball Z character at one point.
I would draw other characters as Dragon Ball Z characters. Like I
Sure.
would draw Santa Claus, all fucking ripped with like the fucking hat going crazy, and the white hair of the hat is like yellow and shit.
Nice.
And he's like Super Saiyan Santa.
Super Saiyan Santa.
Yeah.
We would always like draw them black and like
Mm.
make the hair more like an afro.
That rules.
Did it still point?
It's still funny, of course. Bro, this portal in the back, that shit look officially licensed.
I'm so dead.
I mean, you know, Tupac, TLC, never far from my heart.
I'm so dead. All right. Oh man. Do we just do the reveal and I finish it later?
Girl,
Sure.
No, wait. You want to do yours?
I just wanted to dry
Yeah.
so I can do the black.
Yeah, it should be perfect.
Alright, let it dry. It's fine. So you
All
can.
right. Well,
So
I
you
felt
Let
like
it
we
sit
were
through
like,
the portal. We'll wait for the big reveal for yours. I can show mine off. Hey, look at me, everybody. It's what it's done.
Yo,
OG Rick.
fucking Corey kind of did what you guys used to do with
What?
the DBZ characters.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, man, just kind of fucking draw it out like that. I would have made more muscles if I was going for Dragon Ball Z, but yeah. Oh, wow.
Looks good, Corey.
That's what people don't realize, is that Rick was a black man.
Alright, I'm gonna show mine.
Snort.
Viewers, this is my Rick, badass suit Rick. If you guys want to bid for it, my Instagram is @ThinkDarius. Price starting at $1,000. So
Uh-huh.
You guys
know
be
your
diligent.
Hey, whoa,
Hit me
whoa.
up. Whoa, my bad.
It looks like samurai or something, Rick.
I know, right? No. It's badass suit Rick, which is like pretty much like a
Samurais
cyber samurai.
Samurais have
essentially.
badass suits. I think that's the coolest armor out of all fucking feral. What is that called? Where it's like futile knights and shit.
Yeah,
Sword
futile,
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, show us yours.
Okay, so this guy is what we got going on for. This is
Okay.
Pickle Rick.
Okay.
Pickle Rick.
Cool.
Dickle
And-
Rick.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's
see.
got the red that represents.
Okay, well, show them.
He's got like all the red
Yeah, let the viewers see.
that represents the blood shed.
Oh wait,
along the
Skylar,
way.
quick question for you before you finish. Like, is this is this one for the?
So yeah,
Is it-
I know
no,
what you're
is it
gonna ask.
for-
That's
is
the
this is
P
for the-
and that's the cum.
Oh, okay, but no. What I was actually gonna
Oh.
ask is like, is this gonna be specifically for our Patreon subscribers?
Oh,
And
yeah.
Is this gonna be centered on the real show?
Definitely.
Because it is
This
a
is-
family show. So
This
I
is
just wanted to
this is
point some
the
things
not
out.
safe for work. So you
Okay.
guys watching for
So
free.
yeah, so
freaking
give them that
freeloaders,
warning. Yeah.
Don't get access to this. This is behind the paywall. This is like our OnlyFans that we're setting up.
Exactly.
Okay.
And those are nipples on the nuts for anybody wondering.
Oh yeah,
So,
it gets
extra stimulation, you know.
hmm
So.
If you hold it upside down, it kind of looks like the dragon from Shang-Chi.
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 Oh.
You remember that dude?
Oh.
He's like,
Oh.
yeah.
Which dragon?
I guess there's a lot of dragons in that movie, right?
Well, there was like the big bad. No, I put my finger in it. I hate when I do that.
It's all right.
Boop, boop.
Perfection.
Boop.
Perfection. All right, so I'll let the people know where they can reach you if they want to bid for it.
Okay, so just go to wherever a great artist sold. Yeah,
Okay.
at your local Ross in the back section.
Cool.
This is
cool.
just
I
gonna-
fucking can't. Not your local Ross.
This is just we're gonna do probably like 10,000 prints, and it's gonna come framed, classy.
Oh,
Yeah.
1,000 $1,000 a pop.
Yep, pick it up with a nice throat
No
pillow.
cheapskates.
We're gonna come with some throat pillows and
Throat
Throat
pillows?
yeah, throat
He's
pillows.
been working on this shit all week, guys. Come on, we gotta keep those punchlines coming, man.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that's what's up.
Whoa.
Oh, watch it. Art is still in progress.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm trying to hurry up, guys.
That's all good.
You're
It's
you're
the fine lines.
But one thing I will share with y'all while we wait, I found this YouTube channel. I forgot what the young man's name is right now, but damn, bro.
He loves
Corey,
him.
you ever just watch somebody on YouTube and you're just like, man, if I knew this person in real life, we would probably be friends.
Sure.
It's that for me. I just feel like I'm watching a friend.
Is that my
Just
boy
get
in there?
information.
He was talking about the album burning, the disco
Yeah,
stuff.
disco something. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like I pride myself on knowing a lot about things that I'm interested in.
Yeah.
But he knew things that I didn't even know, and it's always nice to learn some new shit about something that you're interested in.
Absolutely. I could see this chemistry. I came in, I felt like a third wheel. I was
felt-
like,
Bro,
Yeah, ask me how I felt.
yo, I gotta let this
I was
dude
like, y'all
know,
want a
but-
room?
Hey man,
Bro.
hey man.
It's
It's
like
just
no one else was there.
nobody. And one of the things that I appreciated is that he made this whole video about Tony Braxton albums and about how they impacted the scenery and the landscape of music as a whole
Yeah.
from the years of like 92 to like 2005 or 6.
You know how in those video article things, they'll have other channels that they'll throw to and be like,
Yeah.
and he'll explain this better than I can. We can contact him and then like have him do a whole segment or whatever, and then like do a collabo.
That would be crazy.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys.
I'm trying to find a dude, man.
Find it.
Does he do Rick and Morty related shit though? Cause I don't know if we're gonna.
I'm so dead.
Honestly, he might think that we're weird and not really want to hang out with us, honestly, but it was just, just a thought. But, never meet your heroes is all this what I'm trying
Oh,
to say.
absolutely.
Because every time I've met mine, it's been very disappointing.
Mhm.
Very, very disappointing.
I've always been the one.
Damn,
to
I can't
disappoint
find the
them.
dude name, but you know who you are. I'm sure you're watching.
Wait, you don't know my boy's name?
Bro,
moving the table.
No,
Oh my
I
god.
don't.
That wasn't me, I promise. I was like this the
Come
whole
on,
time.
Skylar. We're trying
I'm
to,
almost
we're trying to get
done.
art done, man.
I'm trying to rush. I
The
don't
black outline is like, is definitely high attention to detail.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody might actually want to fuck around and buy this.
Absolutely. That's what we call inking in the biz.
And the biz?
Yeah.
Is it really?
Mhm.
Girl, we don't know. We just be making stuff up.
But that's called a parasocial
Now you're just
phenomenon.
making shit up.
No, for
Shit
real.
like
That the phenomena of like watching somebody on screen and then like being like, oh, I know that person, and then having a feeling that they understand me.
All right, man. Fuck
That's
all the bullshit. Let's talk about some serious shit. Who would win in a fight between
That dude
Jay-Z
and me over
and
your friendship.
Nas?
I'm so dead.
Oh,
That
actually,
beat me over
that
your friendship.
is okay. I'll throw it out there. Probably Jay-Z. He's taller, got a longer reach. If we're going like deep into rounds, probably Nas. I feel like he would have actually kept up with conditioning.
Yes.
Have you
Yes.
seen Jay-Z's legs, guys?
Right. It's just so yeah.
It's a joke. They're literally a
But that actually made me think of so the game put out that 10-minute
Oh
diss
shoot!
against
Yeah.
Eminem.
Oh yeah.
And I was
Let's
like-
talk about it.
Instead, well, because it was all right. It was. I don't. It's hard to even say it's a diss. It's just at this point, the game is just trying to figure out a way to get attention from people.
You call it a love tap.
Sure. And but it made me realize, like, probably the best case out of this would be if we had like a celebrity boxing match between the Game and Eminem.
Oh gosh, Corey, what
That
are you
would-
trying to do?
That would be amazing, though. That would be the best case
whoa,
outcome for
shit.
everybody.
Shit.
I-
If we
No.
could move it to a place where
My
we're not dealing
gosh.
with guns, both of them are like, Eminem talks about boxing too much for him not to want to get in the ring sometime. And this might be the only opportunity where it genuinely makes sense. And Game is crazy enough to make it happen.
Oh,
He might
Game
pay
would do
attention.
it.
He might be one of the few people to see this and be like, bet.
Game. We're actually not that far from you. You can come over anytime and we'll just get the
Friend
shit
of the
set
show.
up. Bro, Game versus Eminem boxing match. I think the smart money's on Game, honestly, because I think Game would be approaching it like this is one of the biggest moments in my
Sure.
life.
Yeah.
And I am going to do everything I can to succeed. Eminem has had a few of them. So it's just like, what gets Eminem excited nowadays? Probably nothing.
Yeah.
Probably
But he
nothing
does
at
box.
all.
You know what
he
I mean?
does, but it's just like, I don't know if M is giving the Game the proper attention that he may deserve in like a fight. I don't know if M is really gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna.
Train for
Well, the way
this.
he prepares for everything, it'd be hard to argue with his preparation regimen.
But then too, it's also, you got to look at it like Eminem has given us a few Eminems over the years. Which Eminem are we getting? Are we getting recovery Eminem? Are we getting relapse Eminem? Like, which Eminem are we getting?
Oh, we get the green M&M. She's the hottest.
Are we getting like the Eminem that's like
The Eminem show one.
we getting, all right?
He was like in his bag and like had to deal with everything on every front. And he was like actually working out then.
The Eminem show. Eminem, would you say that was him at his peak?
Probably. Yeah, because it was that in 8 Mile. So like,
I watched that for the first time the other day. The first time.
Yeah, she did.
And
She
I was
did.
like, all right.
it's a pretty good movie. It's got moments. It's got character.
No, it does.
It did feel a little cheesy.
Well, yeah.
It was it was definitely like the Rocky of rap. But
Yeah.
It was like, but for the time, it was something that.
It's
that I think
it's
was needed for the
closest to
time.
one of the most legitimate hip hop movies that have been made.
Also, we got to talk about it. The most awkward sex scene
Yeah.
in cinematic history.
Bro.
like-
like
And bro, I'm just saying, for both of them was at the height of their superpowers at that time. They could have gave us a hotter sex scene. Is all I'm saying. Just speaking as a fan.
Eminem's mom and his stepdad.
Here's the thing. His mom in that movie was white trash hot. Like,
Yeah.
And mom was hot in that movie. But I'm talking about Eminem and Brittany Murphy.
Yeah.
They could have gave us more in that sex scene. We was expecting so much more from them.
it was a
Murphy
hand
got,
lick
like,
for me.
murdered. She got murdered by her like husband. It was wild.
Dude,
hand
we
lick.
watched the whole like documentary on like her life, and it just makes
It
you
was very
sad what
sad.
Hollywood
It
does
was. Rest
to
in peace, Brittany
women.
Murphy, having a
Yeah.
friend of the family.
Or just to people in
And the
general, but
podcast.
like it's just a whole nother layer for like women, you know?
No,
Just like the expectations and the fact that like
she would have made a great Harley Quinn had she like lived. Like, I think she could have been a great Harley Quinn. Also, one thing I do want to say, and I was talking about this with Mo, the Game's diss or love tap towards Eminem. Do we look at it like it's not that much because it was the Game who did it? But because I thought the Game did say some good things on the track. But like if it was like Drake or Kendrick or Cole, I feel like we would be looking at it like, whoa, this is genius, out of the box thinking. But I feel like because it was the Game and we kind of know his standing in hip hop right now, it's like he's just consistent, but not necessarily at the top of anyone's like mountain or top 5 list.
I can't
Do
take
you-
any Eminem beef seriously because he had a diss track on Mariah Carey, and that's fucking lame.
Well, I mean, they had history, so it's just
Yeah,
kind of
wow.
like, hey,
That's,
you get, when you got history, everybody got history. We can get the bars, but
You see
Do
his
you-
oh
oh no, just let me just ask Corey this one thing, and then I'll get to you. Do you think that the fact that it was the game lessened any type of impact that the track could have had?
no, because in genuine, if anyone did have reason to beef, it would be if anyone would have an space to have an arsenal of shit to say to Eminem and would have a reason to, it's the game. He was in.
Not Joe Budden.
No.
I'm so done with you and Joe,
Because
babe.
Joe Budden was never part of like the Interscope aftermath shit. He was like Def Jam. I think a lot of it came from him being part of like Def Jam and East Coast and having like a different label than everyone else. Because like even Joel and Crook were like affiliated under like the Dre umbrella. So and then Eminem did kind of do Joe Budden a bit dirty on Slaughterhouse's album, like adding Eminem into the songs and not having Joe Budden in there and shit. It's real wild. But the game was a part of the development, was supposed to be another like solidifier under that regime, and then beefed with 50. But he had access. He had the access to all of that early shit, and would have been around when Eminem was fucking around doing wild shit. And it just kind of dampened it that it was so filled with so much of the characterizations that Eminem would do
Right.
throughout. Like he just basically repacted the flows that Eminem would come through instead of spitting shit like Game would. It just, so that made it feel less authentic. So like if you're gonna do a whole song engrossed in someone else's world, and it's hard to make it seem as a diss. So like even if Kendrick had made a 10-minute long song playing characters in this thing that was supposed to be a diss, it'd probably been like, I don't get it.
Because that was the thing that I was telling Mo. I felt like the song being 10 minutes hurt it. I appreciated the fact that he tried to rap like Eminem, because I just feel like most rappers in like Game stage of their career wouldn't try to attempt to like change up their flow that drastically. Now we could debate like what the results of that was, but I mean, him stepping outside the box trying to rap like Eminem, I appreciated that, because regardless of how many white rappers we see today, everybody can't rap like Eminem. So
That's why I want them to box, man.
I'm
don't
so
know.
dead.
I just,
What if Game fucking beats him? That's huge.
bro, I think that could happen, but damn, it's just like, I don't want to see Eminem get his ass beat like that. Cause this is another thing that I was telling Monica too. Eminem is probably, and it's not even close, the greatest white person God ever created.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want to see that guy get his ass beat. It's like he's been the most non-problematic white for like 2 decades. I don't want to see him get his ass whipped like that.
Yeah, and then
But he's still white though, so
But
it's
he's
fine.
still, well, that's a good point.
Be
That is a
okay.
good point. And Dre,
He's got health care.
and
He'll
he's got,
be able to figure it out.
he's got Dre's shoulder to cry on too, so that is true. Those are big shoulders, so you might be right. It would be funny as hell though if M did agree to that shit though. Cause I'm telling you right now, Corey.
Huge.
Game is probably training right now as we speak after seeing this shit. Game is like, oh, bet, yeah.
You
Like,
know what? That is a good idea.
Famous is like Game, and then Game is gonna be making a series of like YouTube videos calling Eminem out. Come outside, white boy. Come outside. It's just
No.
it's gonna be great promos back and forth because you know M is gonna cut a promo too. It's just gonna be great promos back and forth, but with Game ultimately winning, and but then you know then 50 is gonna have to avenge M. It's gonna be the classic story. It's gonna be like Rocky IV all over again, bro.
Yeah. Ooh, and then we can maybe have Ocho Cinco versus T.O.
Woo!
That, because once I saw Ocho Cinco box and get like flattened out, I was like, oh, it's nice to see him active. Oh, that sucks that he got knocked the fuck out. But
Bro, T.O. My money would be on T.O. man.
obviously, yeah, man. That
It's
dude
just-
is a fucking machine.
Vampire, immortal, like just bionic, whatever you want to say. Like, yeah. Did you see him in in that league? It's the fucking fan football league or some shit like that. T.O. was in that shit. Johnny Manziel was the
I
quarterback.
heard about it.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
But T.O. scored a touchdown. T.O. was looking good, man. He still looked to be in good shape.
Are you signing it?
Oh yeah.
Did you guys sign your pictures?
Did not sign it. I got it. I'm about to get on that right now. Fuck that. We talking about boxing. How about we just let everybody in the industry box P. Diddy? How about that? 'Cause he's
Yeah.
fucked over a lot of people.
I am
Oh,
so
Diddy versus
dead.
Birdman. Oh,
that-
man. Bro, that would be awesome.
Shit. Wow, fuck. Who fucked over more people? Shit. Probably Diddy. Diddy got a head start. Yeah, Diddy got a head start, honestly. Honestly, Birdman versus Diddy, I would say Diddy would win that one though. Birdman probably ain't did a push-up.
Better put some respect on that name.
Hey,
I'm so dead.
Yo, I fuck with Birdman, but he probably ain't did a push-up since like '92.
Sure.
I'm so dead.
And we see Diddy. Like he out here moving around. Got young girls fighting over him on social media. I think.
Yeah, but he
Diddy-
won't even carry his own umbrella. So, like,
Yeah, that's true. But
But if you were that rich, would you?
you know, just having an umbrella guy is just that's just like ultimate richness.
I can't be bothered with these things.
Especially if like the guy carrying your umbrella is like more talented than you. That's even like that's even more like this shit.
oh, but the the best matchup that we could possibly hope for would be Kanye versus Pete Davidson.
Oh,
I want
God.
that boxing match so bad.
Kanye. I'm going with Kanye. Full support. Full support
Chi-town,
Kanye.
honestly. Because
Yeah.
it's just like, I know he's like really engrossed in like what he's doing now and in Hollywood, but like, I don't know that Pete Davidson really got hands like that.
Obviously not.
You know what I mean? Like, that's why he's getting stupid
tall.
fucking tattoos as his
right.
comeback.
He's-
And it's just like,
He tall, but man, I think Ye will eat him up, boy.
like his under eyes just say he's soft.
his under eyes.
Like, it's true. Like, bro, what are you that stressed out about?
he too rich to be as malnourished as he looks, honestly.
Bro, you have the money. All right, guys, here's
If I'm
the-
being honest, it's already worth the wait. So you guys are welcome for having this extra downtime of us trying to make celebrity boxing matches.
Right?
Girl, you did Rick better than Rick people. You did
No,
that.
don't overhype me, babe. You do that. You have mom goggles all the time.
Hey.
It is actually genuinely good though.
I'm trying to tell you. It is.
Thanks, guys.
If I could
All
draw
right.
like that, I'd be making comments. Uh-oh.
Tiny Rick.
Hey, Tiny Rick. Love Tiny Rick. It was an adorable character. You
Oh,
did
get off
that.
of me, Fly.
Get off of you, Fly.
He's also now there's Fly legs added.
This, no, let them know where
Oh,
they can go.
you can buy
bid for
this M0, the number 2, DA. So it'll be mode to the.
that. Yeah, so it's going across the screen right now at the bottom. There you go.
Skylar's like, God damn it, Darius.
Skylar will get it fixed in post. It's fine.
No. This is my problem. I'm always like, and you know the saying, art is never finished, it is only abandoned.
Oh. Talk about it.
So, all right, cool.
Special logo. We did that. Y'all were here.
All right, you
we
guys-
had a good time.
We did.
Yeah.
And you know, we didn't go
Made
too
it
much
through.
over our well, this is probably like a 2-hour podcast at this point. Next time I'll find something easier to do for
Yeah,
us to
yeah.
like. But our
We
medium
made
was
it.
paint.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Yeah, their own little worlds created now. Might
There
even
we go.
still pretty sure that'll be in frame.
There we go. Whoa.
Yeah.
There you go. Sky.
Yeah.
Oh. It's too good to be up there with ours. I get it. I get it. You don't want it to be tainted. I get it. Ooh, excuse me. There we go. There we are, guys. Wow.
Shake his hand.
A lot of variation in this multiverse.
Whoa! 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 Okay, you were right, Sky. Maybe we don't put them up there. All right, guys, and that is us going out, right? Are you
Yeah.
taking us out, Corey?
Yeah, we
Take
made
us
it.
out.
We made it through. Follow us on all those things, like and subscribe and do things like that. 1, 2, 3. Bah. Getting close.
Right?